I feel like Naomi plays, right? It's just smooth sailing and consistent, and that is what they require right now. Finally, in the jetting phase for game number 3, we get into it. It's gonna be RRQ with the first pick.
Yeah, it is. RRQ swapping sides again. And so far, the trend has been anyone on the red side is usually the winner. EVOS had it, RRQ in game number 2, and now in game number 3 is EVOS again. So if we're talking about patterns, Mirko,
The
Same
League of
exact
Superstitions continue. Of course, it's all in good fun, guys. We're just theorizing. There's no real curse, perhaps.
Rashi's just trying to hide it. We all know it's real. Anyways, though, for both RRQ and EVOS, am I right about this? I don't know. Both first pick sides have lost? Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's only just
are you
mentioned
doubting
that.
my notes? Oh,
Doubting mine.
his notes is dead.
Still swords run deep.
But with that, okay, so the Ling does get banned here. Already a different layer coming in terms of the bans. Claude is still going to be respected along with the Boxia, taking it away from RRQ. This leaves the Kadita open up, the Yves as well. It comes down, does EVOS want to pick either one or neither? Go for something different. Leave it open to trade.
They're not stuck between a rock and a hard place. Both those heroes in the hands of Clay is absolutely devastating. And in the previous 2 games, both those picks have been always banned away somehow, some form, but Paquito is the option they go for. It will no longer be available to flex between the jungle and the EXP lane, making RRQ's pick a bit more flexible. At the same time, if they go for the Kadita, there's flex potential there, but I don't know if you've seen Naomi perform on it just yet.
I love Kadita, especially for Indo. Like, you want to be aggressive. It's the best facilitator towards that. RRQ, they've been utilizing the Kadita really well. I understand that flex is still a question, especially for Naomi, but even if it isn't, it's so good for Clay. But they go for the ultimate flex. They go for the Fredrin first pick here instead. EVOS actually can pick it up later on.
And now EVOS Legends can go and deny the pick that has given RRQ so much success, the Beatrix. They've really banned out the Claude. In game 1, they picked up the Beatrix here with a Yves. And the Yves is still up for grabs. Arashi, they can do the same thing.
Beatrix Yves for that solid backline. It worked for them once already. It could work again without the threat of a Paquito this time.
Or Beatrix Kaja.
Beatrix Kaja is definitely an option. Or if Dreams really is feeling himself like, you know, he can go for the Franco as well. And then it becomes a bit of a roamer duel. But for EVOS, I don't know, Coach Age usually is a bit more crafty, but I guess this time he goes for the Beatrix and he denies the Cho, which I think knowing Coach Age can still be flexed, but this is peculiar indeed.
This early? The Cho this early. Kaja still up. Franco. A lot of different heroes here that RRQ can now utilize. And for Dreams, we haven't seen this Cho in a hot while. Season 10 was the last time he played Cho.
Interesting. And it opens up a lot here for RRQ as well. Valentina, Kadita, oh no, Joyce banned out. But yeah, Kadita, Kaja, Franco. There's so much to play around with. RRQ, they have a plethora. Or they could go for the Eve, and there you go. Truly are the RRQ Whisperer, aren't you?
Now they have a solid engage tool from a distance with the Kufra. It was a respect band in the second game, actually in the third game as well, but in the second phase, RRQ switching it up, bringing it forward. But like you mentioned, Mirko, now there isn't a solid, secure, comfortable goal laner for Skylar to pick up, and the Kadita. As much as you fear Clay's Kadita, Dreams is a notorious Kadita player as well.
I think it's going to go to the hands of Hijume here.
And the last time Hijume played the Kadita, he didn't find a lot of success on it.
Nope.
He was so passive on the Kadita. He wasn't a Keyboy Kadita. He wasn't a Clay Kadita. On a Kadita, you need to be brave enough to go for those picks because that's exactly the point. You want to be able to get those pick offs. You want to be able to give a little bit more space for your team. But all right. Let's just soak it in for now. Second phase is about to begin. What do EVOS want to ban out? Are they going to go for the gold lane bans this time around?
They might ban away, trying to limit the output potential from Skylar. Right now, the only hero that seems comfortable in his hands is the Brody, I believe. Everything else has been banned. The Melissa, I guess, is a possibility, but
Skylar and Melissa?
exactly.
Have you not forgotten season 11? 0% win rate on that Melissa, man. And now with the 1-1 ban, I think the 1-1 was the best pick. That's why I was quite interested to see if the 1-1 was going to get picked, because now without the 1-1, that's the pure counter to the Cho and the Kadita. Brody makes sense here, but honestly, the safest pick here, it's a carry. Funnily enough, with that Purify, it's a carry. You go for the Brody, you cannot go for Purify. You need to go for Flicker, and up against the Kadita and the Cho. Yeah, I don't think you want to pick up that Brody or a hero with no Purify.
The Clint? We saw it occasionally, but if they want to go front to back, this makes a bit of sense. It is good damage in the late game as well, but again, it's
Yeah.
just a very situational pick.
It's good damage, but there's not a lot of playmaking that you can do. There's not a lot of dashes. With so much dive coming in from EVOS, I think it's a little too risky to pick up something like that. Second best would be Harith. Harith taken out as well. Once again, putting Skylar in a corner.
Wow.
Does he go for Bane? Is that in his kit?
If it was Zin,
Bane, gold
maybe. Gold lane, Bane. But RRQ needs that secondary carry or their primary carry. They need Skylar. Clay cannot just be the sole carry unless they go for the jungle. I don't know. There are no assassins left here. The Lancelot is something that they can go for. RRQ. EVOS Legends can take it away from them. But honestly, looking at this composition, a Fredrin, a Kufra, a Yve. Does the Martis look good for EVOS Legends?
The Martis looks okay, but it might just overload them with tankiness and leave them wanting for damage. Depends on what EVOS picks right here, because if it's only a Kadira, if they went for a more aggressive, squishy kind of composition, then maybe overloading on tankiness might be the solution to try and stave off that damage. It's gonna be a Lancelot though. Again, flexible, could be built one of two ways in the hands of Taz as well. You can expect fast hand plays.
Very brave though against Kufra. Naomi's Kufra on top of that.
This is a legendary Lancelot. This is the Lancelot that sent RRQ home in Season 11 playoffs.
Painful memories resurfacing right here. But if they want to try and continue with this, again, big damage and maybe a bit more utility, considering the amount of mobility available. Cho, Kadira, Lancelot as well. A bit more crowd control won't hurt at all. They want to go for the Grok. Maybe they can go for that as well.
Barrett's?
It's a bit of a good mix.
Is that it? Is that the pick?
Should be. Oh, they go for the X-Borg instead. I agree with that. I like that way more. I think going for the Barats earlier would have been a bit tough. They won't have enough dive to follow up with the Kufra. So going for the X-Borg here and placing the Fredrin in the jungle makes sense. Last pick for EVOS though. Is this another chance for an Akai?
Akai? What about Terizla? Is Terizla... Oh, but X-Borg. It's pretty tough. Paquito's taken out. What are our options here for the EXP lane?
Terizla. Uranus is
Terizla.
banned out. The Akai, if it's fluffy.
But Terizla's banned out? No, it's not.
Oh, I mean, no,
I don't think it's
Uranus
good
is
against
banned out, my bad.
X-Borg.
Exactly. Well, it worked out earlier. And again, it's still a solid counter, but no, it's going to be the
Against the
Esmeralda
carry. Wow.
to try and counter the Yve, perhaps. It's a bit of a weird strategy, but it's a lot of brute force. It's a lot of dive. If EVOS can execute properly, the backline of RRQ is going to be struggling to keep their carries secure, especially if this Esmeralda brings something like a Purify to ensure that he can just run towards the backline unimpeded.
I'm sorry, Arashi.
What?
That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry. But let's see the
What have you
outcome of
done?
this.
We'll break the curse, man.
Let's try. Let's
We
try
have to. We have to.
Oh man, even the audience, they're feeling it as well. The conclusion to the classic derby between EVOS Legends and RRQ. It's gonna come back down to this final matchup. Both teams have finalized their opponent, their choice of gameplay, their strategies. Let's hope it's enough, because we all know both of these teams are dearly needed. And with that, for the final time, welcome to the Land of Dawn as we enter the game 3, the last and final one of today.
Man, 2 Purifies to respect the pickup potential from the side of RRQ. And right there, the only way they can counter the Esmeralda is to out-damage and shred her down. So in the early game, Skylar needs to make sure that he does not fall behind, and Naomi will be playing a huge role in ensuring that that will not happen.
Hijume, he's already dealing a little bit of damage here on the opponent. Dreams opening up vision as well. In terms of emblems, wait a second, Naomi.
Oh, nope. Lethal Wanderer picked up by EVOS Legends per now. Honestly, Arashi, I have a big question here to ask you. Walk us through the decision of this Esmeralda pick.
The Esmeralda, good sustain, good staying power, right? You can just keep trading again. Usually Uranus is an option, right? But since it's banned out, the Esmeralda back then used to be what is used to counter or match that kind of XP lane side pressure. And you can see in the lane against a Xborg, with a shielding you can spam out like that, you can actually be quite oppressive. With Taz coming in, seems like Banana is forced to give up several minions right here, and Fluffy immediately cuts it as well.
One whole wave gone.
Sorry, simplistic question here. Is the Viraga armor considered a shield?
I don't think so. If it is, I'll be very, very surprised. But here, as you can see, RRQ, they're stuck just trying to respawn, trying to protect their side laners, even their mid laner from the pick-off potential. Right now, with everyone from our EVOS approaching level 4, this is where the going gets tough for RRQ. We'll have to see if they can hang on for dear life.
Yeah, even despite that, right? It doesn't seem like RRQ have a winning lane. Losing out on top, they have a little bit of advantage here in this next objective, but no contest from EVOS whatsoever. First, is going to be able to get it.
This has always been, I think now it's a pattern, right? EVOS Legends always give up the first turtle. In game number 1, they gave up all the turtles, but in game number 2, they gave up the first one, and then they waited for that mid-game power spike. Now in the bottom lane, Naomi with a good Tyrant's Revenge onto Brands, forcing that flicker out. Doesn't want to fully commit with the Tyrant's Rage, and is happy with just that flicker burnt.
Giving Skylar a good solid laning phase is critical to the game plan of RRQ. And looking at the items earlier, Clay went for the magic penetration boots, so he is intending on doing some damage, even though technically he's against a great mix of magical and physical dive from the side of EVOS. We'll see if his aggressive choice in boots comes to haunt him later on in the match.
I want to circle back onto that point though. Why would they let that turtle go? EVOS Legends, don't they have quite a good early game with Hijume? With Dreams as well, as long as he gets level 4, as long as Hijume also gets level 4, isn't that enough in those 5v5 team fights?
I don't think so.
I think it comes down to the tankiness that RRQ has, and also the amount of crowd control they have to try and throw a wrench in the plans of Taz as well as Hijume. They get caught in a random skill that just like grazes them. That could be in a lot of trouble. And another thing against RRQ, who's fought so bitterly in the previous match, in the previous game, they want to risk that.
So it looks like they're going for more picks instead. Naomi in a little bit of trouble. Dreams actually doesn't want to commit onto it. But that's it. I guess that's a trade back. They wanted to go for picks there in the bottom lane, didn't find it. Now Dreams is in trouble. He's going to get away though.
Yeah, he gets out. Aside from just the tankiness, the beefy nature of the RRQ members, bouncing ball as well is something that they can utilize to stop Taz and his entrance to that turtle pit. First thing to use his retry. Taz did. 8 seconds for the turtle. That's a good setup. Meanwhile, Fluffy now against Banana. Banana's actually winning this one out. Fluffy has to run back.
Fluffy still has the movement speed advantage right there. Banana pressures him away, but look at that. Naomi gets taken out.
First blood with the dragon coming down with the rough waves as well. Firsting loses his life. Franz picks up a double kill. Clay even responded over now with 1. Falling Star Moon charged up by Fluffy, only to escape. It's a DFS, defensive Falling Star Moon from the Esmeralda.
I like it. I like it. I like this creativity coming out from Miracle lately. But here it is. The Evo is going to be able to pick up that turtle. So they opted not to go for it, and then they go for it.
Well, now
it's all about the power spike.
Okay.
Exactly.
Power spikes.
With the pickups they have and that they have already secured, Taz is level 8 actually, so he is farming intensively for now. Clay hasn't been nearly as active as he wants to be because look at the mid lane. It's always shoved towards him, and the Kufra from Naomi can help out a bit, but not as well as a Cho or a Grok, like in game number 1.
Brands is being really active. That's why it's so difficult to get that mid lane pressure. The fact that he's rotating towards that mid, getting the gold funneled onto him is insane. It's a little bit of a lead here, 500 already with a BOD as well. At the meanwhile, top side though.
They're gonna go in, Banana under the turret. This should be Banana falling. One Thorn Rose, but he doesn't even need it. Just basic attacks, Banana to death. There should be a free turret up top, and RRQ are looking to trade now in the bottom lane. With Naomi right there, it is successful. EVOS Legends, they traded back with RRQ. Tier 1 up top for Tier 1 down below.
Look how annoying Fluffy is. He's receiving quite a bit of damage there from Clay, but the fact that he's able to dish out that damage onto Versik, just really prevent that rotation from coming through. That's a huge factor now for EVOS and to rotations to come.
It's very reminiscent of the way Luke was playing for Geek Fam. At every single turn, he just keeps going to the mid lane, and that pressure overall just equalizes. And as you can see, the players gold by UBS gold, Taz and Bronze sticking out all the way up there at a 700 and 600 gold lead respectively.
Taz even, Dreams looking for a pickoff here. Taz, very fast maneuvers here, very efficient as well. He's picked up the Hunter Strike, and his first item this game was actually a War Axe, Arashi. So I think it's a mix. We've seen full damage, we've seen semi, and now this is usually when you go for the semi build, it's War Axe in the Thunderbelt. He has gone War Axe in the Hunter Strike.
So a bit of a different build as well right here, just adjusting to the situation. Look at Dreams though.
Oh, 3-man G Kundo with a Dragon Flicker combo, but it's not going to be able to connect right there. Skylar is able to maneuver out. Real world manipulation now locking him down as Brands picks up a killing spree. Rough Waves taken out. Taz securing the turtle. It's a 1-for-1. Both roamers falling, but EVOS Legends secure the neutral objective.
Oh, that spike doesn't connect. Hijime nearly gets that pick off, but oh my god, look how aggressive Taz is. Dishing out the damage. They don't really get a pick off, nor do they get that turret into the mid side. But at this point, it's still quite value here for EVOS.
Ooh, Versik just unfazed against 3 members. That's the kind of tankiness Fredrin allows you to have. Right now, even though EVOS is leading, actually building up to a solid 3K gold lead, they're feeling a bit of the pressure right here. They need to try and end the game because the late game from RRQ is a bit scary for sure for them to try and face in the late game, considering they have an assassin as well. We've seen Taz deliver on the late game assassins, but RRQ has seen it once. You know, full for it once, shame RRQ, but full for it twice. I forgot, I got it mixed up again.
It's okay, Arashi.
I never get that correct.
We know how tense it is. We know the situation right now for your team.
Yeah, the full saying, whatever. Whichever.
Yeah, it's okay, Arashi.
It's fool me once and then fool me twice. But yes, it's okay. We get the gist of it, Arashi.
Yeah,
it's all right.
We got it. But Taz, does he get this orange buff away?
Yep. Whoa, Dreams.
Whoa.
I don't think he wanted to go under that turret. Maybe he did.
Versik's
Dreaming
coming.
big. Versik versus Taz. 2 levels up. It's not even a 50-50. Taz picks it up, steals it away, and there is nothing that RQ can take around for the neutral objectives. There's something, however, to take up top. It's a turret, and Skylar takes it away. 1-0 and 1. Skylar versus Brands, who's level 11. Revenge and the rage from Naomi, locking Dreams down. He's still able to escape for a bit as Hijime comes up with the rough waves. Nibiru Passion now popped in. RRQ, they disengage. They are happy with just 1 pick.
Yeah, and that's 1 pick in accordance to a Lord that's going to spawn in under 2 seconds. So RQ, they have a small window of opportunity that they can capitalize over here if Naomi doesn't get caught out first.
Orange Storm has been used though, so Fluffy will not have that as a playmaking tool. But look at Taz. Look at how he's reading the movement from Skylar.
Oh,
Phantom
no.
execution on the Skylar right now. Goes in with the puncture. 1 more shot, but Skylar is able to evade from it. He's used the Purify, and the Lord has been reset. EVOS Legends, mainly Taz, has bought enough time for his roamer to respawn.
And this isn't good for RRQ. Versik level 11, Taz 13. So, like you mentioned earlier on at the buff tag. Wait a minute, Dreams.
Oh, wow, he flickers out of that. Now, he doesn't have the G-Kudo. He's caught in the real world manipulation, but he's made it out so much. He's in the back with the rough waves right now as Fluffy joins in as well. Taz picks up the kill on the Versik. And this might be it, the free Lord over to EVOS Legends. Brands getting Banana down, Viraga armor taken out. 1 more hit for the mega kill for Mr. Bombastic, who has redeemed himself.
Wow, 2-for-0 trade here for the side of EVOS. It looks like RRQ, they're looking for a punish. Doesn't really find it as EVOS pick up another Lord as well. Taz, the damage is insane. Oh, Dreams!
Oh, not too sure about that one. Dreams, he wanted to go for the way of the dragon. Didn't find the angle, but I think it would still be worth it for him. He went in Jeet Kune Do, he lost his life. EVOS got the tier 1.
Just seems like RRQ, the fact that they're relying so heavily onto this carry, it's just difficult. Compared to Brands, who's just been free hitting in the back for all of these fights, Skylar is just getting zoned away by Thorn Roses, Falling Star Moons, and Rough Waves from the side of EVOS. So he is just finding it very difficult to be relevant in the middle of these fights. The role of doing damage seems to be falling solely on Clay.
Oh.
Close.
Almost. I'm actually wondering how far Skylar has built in terms of his items and if he's caught up yet or not. I can actually look back, but I'm too lazy to. It's too far, I can't see it. But if RRQ can actually catch up in that gold, they might stand a chance here. Okay, finally we get to see it. So he has the corrosion. He has a little bit of pants on as well, but he goes in for the golden staff, so no DHS just yet. What is he itemizing towards?
DHS.
Oh, this is DHS.
Yeah.
All right.
Usually you see a third item, but because he was so behind, he had to go for the Wind of Nature first. Good adaptation, but now they lack damage.
Well, they severely lack damage, and he just, even if he does have the items to output that kind of damage, can he even get in range securely enough without getting completely zoned out, or worse yet, picked up completely by Taz, who just picked up an endless battle.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good chunk of true damage buffing onto his basic attacks. The EVOS, they are not wasting this gold advantage at all, but keep in mind, it's the same situation. High ground is available for RRQ.
Oh, Naomi!
Counter Revenge and the Rage only on the Dreams right now is able to escape from the onslaught coming in from the Kings. EVOS Legends, they escape, they disengage, and they take it slow, pacing it down again for Dreams to come back.
But that's exactly what they need to do, right? You're talking about the fact that they can't close the gap, especially for Skylar to deal out the damage. If Naomi's able to get a really good pick onto a certain and important member from the side of EVOS, they can't really evade from it, then that definitely is a point for RRQ. But look at EVOS just rolling the ball, getting another turret there in the bottom side, already pushing a lot more here in the top side as well, giving RRQ just so much homework to deal with, so much housekeeping before they go even try and think for an engage.
For EVOS, they're just doing really well, trying to make sure they maximize the vision game. You can see that even for Skylar and Clay, when they're trying to rotate and clear the waves, the jungle just never is safe. And that's making Naomi just show up a lot more often. And when the Kukra is visible, you know he's not charging up the Tyrant's Rage somewhere in the bushes. With the wave pushing for EVOS in the gold lane, the Lord is up and RRQ, they are contesting for it.
I don't know about this. For both teams, 6,000 gold lead in the 13th minute should still favor EVOS Legends much more. Look at the split that they're doing though. 3 members. 3 of their core members are in the bottom lane. Brand's just playing for that mid lane, for that bottom wave as well. Are they trying to look for a turret down below? Is that the play?
Well, with Skylar leaving the vicinity, this might be RRQ just backing away, or maybe just attempting an easy steal. EVOS, though, they put 3 members right there, just waiting for someone to rotate past them, hoping for a free kill. Skylar now shows up. EVOS will jump on Banana.
Banana's Rage coming down. Good Jeet Kune Do on the way the Dragon, bringing Banana back to the team. Now he's able to dash away for a bit. He loses all of Viraga armor as the Namiru's Passion gets popped in. Now Fairsick, whoa! Appraiser's Wrath, dealing damage on the Dream, chunking him low. Fluffy now getting trended down with the real world reflection coming through, but Banana is taking low but renders apathy. He draws the midst of it all, but RRQ have outplayed it. Now Taz, once again on the back. He goes in, finds another. Banana with the last insanity, Dreams with the Jeet Kune Do flicker. But EVOS Legends have come out on top. They've taken RRQ members low, and it's low enough for them to get the advantage to now go on the Enhanced Lord.
Oh man, the turn of events that led to that point. Skylar was a fancy feat. The amount of times that he dodged everything that was thrown at him. He was able to dodge Hijume, and then he was able to take him down. He was able to dodge, have the wand pop off at the right time when Taz was going in as well. I can't believe he survived that. My eyes was just, it was focused on Skylar. And I know EVOS, they pick up that Lord, but how are EVOS supposed to close the gap like that?
For EVOS, Well, the simple answer is to use the neutral objectives. It's worked so far. Every time there's a Lord or something important that EVOS can pressure RRQ to respond to, they have been using it to try and get a pick off, to get a a dive in. And now with the Lord coming in, you can bet that with the Lord, when they reach the base of RRQ, they're gonna try and attempt yet another pick off. But with the high ground, with the carry actually having a lot of damage for the beefier members, including the Lord, by the way, they can probably clear this out, and Naomi will probably play it more defensively.
That was a 10,000 gold lead for the Tigers. A conceal as well from Dreams. He spotted out. He wants to go for a Jikundo flicker, but it's all just shown Clay away. No RDM right now, nothing committed. Naomi with the Tiger's Revenge, but Fluffy is able to purify out of it. Now the base turret in the mid lane taken out. EVOS Legends still looking for more, but no, they don't. RRQ have defended, and EVOS Legends respect it.
They respect it, and they also get a tower in that mid lane for just more pressure onto RRQ here. Naomi might get caught. He's receiving a lot of damage from those members. They're still able to clear these waves, top, mid, and bot, so they only lose that mid lane.
What's so annoying for RRQ right now is the fact that most of their goal difference isn't coming from kills, so shutdowns will help, but it's not the end-all solution for them. They're also lacking in control of the map, in the structures. If they don't make something happen, it's going to be so difficult, but until they reach the right power spike, they can't really go for a lot of engages like this. They're just so prone on getting dove on because Skylar is on such a vulnerable hero like the carry.
Skylar just built the Malefic Roar, though. At
That's
this point, does it warrant a lifesteal item?
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
I'm
Last Claws?
very interested to see that. You're only doing true damage with your passive, but I guess it feels like it isn't enough penetration to actually get them low. I would have expected a Haas Claws, maybe even an Athena Shield here at this point of the game if he wants to survive, or a Bloodless Axe even.
Look at the items for Clay. He also went for a full damage build, so watch as he will take a lot of damage if Dreams, or if Hijime can actually find the opening he requires to go into the back line. As of right now, we talked about how EVOS now don't really do this split, spread apart kind of teamfight anymore. But in game number 1 and game number 3 right now, they're showing that that is still very much their MOU.
Yeah, which is great. You love to see it. EVOS, the fact that they're able to do that, it actually gives them more space around the map. RRQ, they're looking for something. They're looking to funnel a little bit more onto their members, but they can't. And Hijome,
Naomi, what? What happened to Naomi? Now in the back. Taz looking for the damage, buys the immortality, baits him in. Dreams with the wave, the Dragon Flicker combo, bringing Fairstick back as Fluffy zone Skylar away. Fairstick isolated, taken out. Brands buys the rose gold. Winners across the board. 2 for 0 for the Tigers.
there's no Taz though. There's no Taz. RRQ, they have actually bought a little bit more time. EVOS, no way would they want to commit onto this, right? Fluffy gets really low.
Brands with the Renner's Apathy, Fluffy taken low, has the immortality and a Winter Truncheon. He pops in a Winter Truncheon first, now immortality gonna be popped in. Banana in the midst of it all, last insanity popped in. Brands trying to deal damage to him. Dreams, oh, he's able to escape. Saves his immortality for a while. But RRQ, despite having 2 members down, they have matched EVOS' aggression.
And now it's working in favor for EVOS. Taz gonna be up in a few seconds. All they need to do is just to bait. No first sec.
Look at the wave in the top side though. In the EXP lane, a massive wave is building for RRQ. So if they can pressure the Lord right now, EVOS are the ones that have to fight at a disadvantage. With a carry available to them, they can very easily burst this Lord down and force the fight. You see a Fluffy on top? This might be the initiate they require.
They don't see Hijime though. Hijime is looking for a flank for sure. We don't really know where Clay is just yet. They see Skylar for sure. And this Lord dance once again.
Now they see Hijime. Fairstick knows where he's at. He's still holding on to the Lord though. Hijime has a chance to clear it out, to zone Fairstick away. Meanwhile in the mid lane, Renner's Apathy used up by Brands. Skylar's clearing it out, and Brands is matching it. Now Naomi jumps in, Fluffy able to use the Purify. Dreams looks for the back line, but it's going to be taunted down. Now locked up. Naomi with a Tyrant's Rage to lock Brands down. Hijime now in the back, but he loses his life. It's a last insanity from Banana to take Dreams out. That was Taz, run of the world. He goes in onto the Lord, but he loses his life. Now Taz gets out. Fairstick has taken the Lord. RRQ have taken the fight.
Ooh, 4 members down. Taz very, very low, being chased as well. He will be able to escape, but look at the waves available to RRQ right now. It was building up before the Lord was even contested. Now they can use it to potentially take the base turrets.
Taz is the only one left standing with 20 seconds left on the death timer. It looks like RRQ may take this one.
Naomi with a play of his life earlier. Now Taz locked it down. The base wide open. The Kings of Kings have reverse swept EVOS Legends.
Wow, they've done it. What a swift conclusion. We thought the game was going to drag out for even longer. But this is what happens at the highest level, man. One moment is all it takes. And the kingdom has prevailed.
Once again, only 3 times.